to them. There's a lot to talk about, and you you look at Finland though here too. Is that I just think about the peaks of some of these players. Although I guess one interesting thing, I thought Lhcloudy would be in here at the start. Instead, it's going to be Vestola, but I guess it makes sense. He'll be going back and forth. I wanted to talk about the good old days of Lhcloudy and some of the his come up through EU contenders, but that'll be another time. But I always love seeing Masaa playing. Masaa's always been a very aggressive support that often makes big plays.
Yeah, Masaa, formerly, I want to say Atlanta. I don't know why that's coming to mind. Atlanta and then Vancouver. So obviously has experience at the Overwatch League level, as does Sauna. I'm kind of glad that Lhcloudy is not in the lineup right now because Clowd will be playing their DPS. So that's just a selfish thing from me to not want to cast it. But I mean, obviously the tank disparity is going to be Vestola. I think his best heroes are kind of the flex tanks. And obviously I think of Vestola, I usually think of D.Va immediately. And when I think of Lhcloudy, I think of the Reinhardt immediately. So it might just be map dependent and depending on what they want to play on either side of that. So yeah, it's a very strong team. I think Clowd is very good. Sauna can be a carry. Like I said, it plays on the Florida Mayhem, but it's just that Florida's roster is so strong right now that hasn't had a use for him. I think he's only played a couple of maps. So interesting to see for this Finland team. And like I said, it's so important for Group B to be winning all your matches. Only 2 teams out of this, and like I said, you've got Sweden and Norway. Like you've got a lot of other teams still in this group with some talent that could upset people. So somebody is going to be upset out of Group B. Somebody who one team that we think should get through will not qualify.
Yeah, and when you're up against one of the other teams that's strong in the group, it essentially puts in the must-win territory already, because if you don't, then you basically have to go perfect the rest of the way through. It's a whole lot of extra pressure, whereas if you win here now, then you can just be a little bit more relaxed about things. But we do have the Saudi Arabia roster ready. Let's take a look at Deep Dive just a little bit more, and obviously you're going to see the Pharah in play front and center, Hex, and there's good reason why.
Yeah, so, I mean, KSAA obviously is a name that you should know as well. Youbi in there. A little surprised we're not going to see Quartz, who I thought was actually very, very good player. So we're going to see the Pharah Mercy. SirMajed, I mean, some of the things I hear about him is that he's one of the most mechanically gifted, crazy shooters ever, sometimes not the best at knowing where to be. So that might be something to look at, but like SirMajed has been able to make a living on just being that mechanically better than most people. So if he's out of position, it doesn't matter because just shoots people. It's just that's how his design has always worked. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, YZN that we saw in there too. So I don't know if this is like our starting lineup, but yeah, Pharah Mercy hasn't worked out the best. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of talent just waiting to play on the bench here for Saudi Arabia, and I cannot overstate enough how important this first match is. And yeah, I'm just excited to get into it.
You run into people, and if they don't immediately get pick off or run away, they're gonna die.
Yeah, and it's just tough for YZN right there on the Hanzo because it's just got super rushed down, and it was only a matter of time.
It was a matter of one team fight of going, I've run out of options. It's time to play the Pharah. But hey, you can play Pharah on this map, but it's
not terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, on the same note, though, it is going to be a little bit hard. There's a lot of ways to avoid the Pharah with what Finland is running, but if anyone can make it work, it would be him. So we'll see right now. Just poke coming in from the top. A lot of pressure on Vestola. Vestola nearly down. Vestola needs a lifeline. Is Vestola going to get the help he needs right now? Vestola on life's edge here, gets taken down. And so far, the Pharah change-up working out well for Saudi Arabia.
Well, here's the thing, is no one really can shoot Pharah right now. If you just stay, like, even a little bit safe, like, May Icicles maybe do something. Actually, like, the Moira is one of the biggest threats, getting the suck, and then, obviously, the Cole. So they're just going to stall it out, is Finland. And Saudi Arabia going to the bread and butter right here.
Don't get hit by the pulse bomb from Youbi here. That currently is getting planned for. Youbi right now going off to the side. With a little bit of regroup because there's a lot of pressure going. Yeah, we don't want to get hit by that. Meanwhile, YZN over the top. Barrage finds one. That's all you need. That's a high-value barrage. You get that off and don't die at the same time, you take those.
Yeah, and almost the biggest threat to the Pharah Mercy is usually the D.Va. We're going to kind of swallow up and deal with it, but so far, Finland has had no answer for this.
Arabia about to take the round away, and I don't even know if Finland has enough time for a good push here. But they do have EMP. We'll see if they can make anything happen. 98%.
There will be a push. The D.Va's going to be able to get onto the point and touch, but, I mean, also, that EMP is, you kind of want to hit the
Pulse
sky.
bomb eaten!
Nice eat.
Yeah, meanwhile, YZN hanging on to Barrage, saying, do I need to use this right now?
Oh,
Loses a Mercy, though. Vestola just comes on in, vacuums up the Mercy in Finland. You know, it wasn't the cleanest opening, but they make it work.
And off the Mercy, and without the Mercy, the Pharah is just, I mean, the power level goes down so immensely.
And look at SirMajed going to drop the Nano Boost.
Oh, they got the
D.Va.
D.Va.
Just goes on in. S2 coming in for the back of the Barrage again, well timed, and that should be the round for Saudi Arabia here, barring some just untold miracle for them.
Masaa's going to try to make him work for it. Has to.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta drop the beat there. There's no, you don't have agency there. The queue is almost pressed for you. Vestola, alive, stalling on the point. Saudi Arabia right now, just play clean, flex your number advantage. Masaa goes down. Saudi Arabia, though, getting a little bit low from poke from Finland. Finland making this way closer than expected. SirMajed goes down. Finland back onto the point. Zen, though, able to get Mickji. Vestola bomb gets KSAA. But no, not enough to stay on the point. That was, you know, the camera going back and forth, that was close to the end. But good effort from Finland. Saudi Arabia, though, key moment there, Hex, the Pharah swap. Both teams right now just trading out poke. Vestola getting very, very low. Immortality Field has to come out, and still know if Vestola's going to get away, but as I say that, Sauna able to find Youbi. However, Finland down the BAP. Youbi gets rezzed back on up, and YZN takes down Sauna on the other end. Saudi Arabia well on their way to getting this first map. Oh, you love it. Even though YZN goes down, still love the directs. Beat comes in from Finland here. Sauna back on over. Masaa able to poop Youbi off the ledge, even if Rez was on cooldown. Not coming back after that one. And Finland, nothing flashy here, actually just good play, but as I say that, they take one step out of line, they walk into the Barrage, and the Pharah has turned up the pressure once more. Saudi Arabia now going for the kill, moving on in as YZN, and, you know, you give the Pharah just one moment and it will rip you apart.
Yeah, just such great movement. That's what separates YZN from pretty much every other Pharah. The movement is so exceptional. Just on his way out is going to go grab the DMAC D.Va. And just some of this little stuff is insanity to me. Just really well played.
Yeah, but Jed nearly went down. That had to be Clowd just coming in from a good angle. But you know, even stuff like that not only builds for Clowd, delays Saudi Arabia a little bit. Here we go, YZN onto the point, looking for Vestola. Rocket after rocket here so far, going around the side. Moira in his sights. Oh, gets the Moira on top of it. Gets Sauna. This is ridiculous fire play. Makes it a three-piece at the very end, and that's exactly what Saudi Arabia needed to get back onto the point.
Yeah, going to be some stall here from Masaa. So it's going to be one fight away from Finland, but it's going to be final fight. But to be able to peel and heal up SirMajed is so incredibly critical. So some glory to the Mercy. Doesn't get a lot of it in these compositions.
Sauna coming in from the flank. Deals with the turret first. Pulse bomb ready to go. Could be the difference maker. Meanwhile, he's holding on to the Barrage. Under pressure here on the back. Looking for Cloud. Forces out the recall. Barrage still in reserve. Pulse bomb comes out. Nothing but turrets. Not quite what he's looking for. One to get the Torb instead. Meanwhile, rocket after rocket. Vestola going to get demeched here. Has to use bomb, but still gone. YZN makes sure it is permanent. EMP hits 4. Is Vulture going to be there? Masaa gets 2. Finland making the most out of that EMP. Masaa going bloodthirsty, but here's the Barrage at the end. Is on trying to finish things out. Gets rid of the Moira. It's getting real scrappy here on the point here. Hex 91-99. Saudi Arabia desperately trying to finish things off. KSAA gonna fall. Reinforcements from Finland coming in strong.
Masaa killing the Mercy there is absolutely enormous. It is critical, and now Saudi Arabia has their backs up against it. They did switch briefly to the Moira. Now they go back to the Mercy, but you have to wonder if the Moira would have been better there just in this desperation mode. Looks like Finland's gonna pick this up.
Yeah, I mean, Saudi Arabia needs a miracle to bring this back. Already down 2 as reinforcements come back in. Vestola coming in here from KSAA. Vestola having none of it. D.Va versus D.Va. Going to be forcing KSAA out. Haku goes down, and this is all Finland's to lose in the round. They take it, and they force a round 3. Our second round 3 in a row on control. And, you know, we knew today could have the potential for some close games here, Hex, and we're getting it. Well, here we go. Final point here on Lijiang. Arguably the strongest for Pharah. A lot of options for YZN here in the sky. Turret going to go down immediately. Sauna just feels like on turret duty half the time. And again, Masaa just catches a rocket. The hardest type of rain possible. Definitely not hail. And just like that, Hex, it's going to be a very quick capture by Saudi Arabia. You can't come back from the pickoff that early.
No, and this should be a cleanup onto the cast over here. Actually, some nice peel to keep Sauna alive. But only for the moment. Only for the moment.
This is tough. This is, right now, this is YZN's playground. So much room to work with. The best advantage of Pharah could hope for in terms of, like, sight lines to area mobility. And Finland, I mean, they need an answer, Hex. Closer than Finland would have liked. We do have the window coming down here from Finland. Immortality Field used. Is on right now. Looking for Masaa. Takes him down the window. Incredibly unsafe. Just not missing, though. Sauna, though, gets the equalizer. However, he's not going to be able to res that. That's the number one thing. It's like you kill the Pharah. Number two, deny the resurrection. Deal with the Torb. Torb gave his life so Pharah could live again, but the Deadeye comes into the back. Finds the Kiriko, and Finland in all the Chaos Hex does get control of the point.
Yeah, I've been telling you that Torb is just using the head as the shield. It's happened twice now.
Given where the rest of
you
Saudi
wonder
Arabia
if there's
was.
going to be a switch. No, not going to happen. It is one of the ults that you can clutch back a fight enormously. That's brutal, though. Double EMP.
Oh, again, YZN comes over, gets two before the barrage. The barrage adds on pressure that leads to Vestola. Whoa, a gift from the death. It's only Haku, though. It's Haku in a turret. Not quite as big as... nothing's really left to deal with the Pharah now.
Yeah, and that will mean Saudi Arabia is going to take the lead percentage-wise. Finland can come back into this with a beat whenever they want. Molten Core is being used.
That time, the Boop gonna get the BAP. No, last-minute footwork saving it. Sauna, though,
He's
able to get Youbi.
booping the BAP. Sorry. It's early.
No. It's you know what? It's worth. Youbi finds Vestola. 70% for Saudi Arabia right now. Finland, they need to reset, or this is going to get away from them fast. They have really just one good fight left here, Hex, and again, operation number one. Don't tie the YZN and trying to get to the point.
Just put down a little extra damage here and there so a team can't just full focus on this. This barrage could be enormous.
Kitsune used by Saudi Arabia. This is their time to make something happen. YZN looking for shots, not quite hitting here just yet. Going high risk, high reward flank here into the building. Ground Pharah trying to get the BAP. No! Haku ends up dying. Sauna able to grab him with the grenade. Here comes YZN to the back, uses the barrage, pays for it with his life, and Finland has just about brought this back. YZN wasn't able to find anything for such a long time. Vestola cleaning house on the point. Bomb in reserve if needed, 99-99. And Saudi Arabia may be falling here on map one. It's been close, but they lost control and the Finns are nearly there.
They lost control and it seemed like YZN just got a little bit impatient going for that flank on the right-hand side. Was never able to get value, and what it ended up doing was leaving Haku in a really, really bad spot, and they picked off Haku over there as their life so that they could res, or they could get in a better position, right? So, like, they were going all in on the Pharah Mercy strategy, which, look, it looked really good. It was a really strong strategy. Some nice adjustments from Finland, though, too, but I honestly want to call it towards the end. It seemed like almost an unforced error to go fight in a room against a BAP and a CAS as Pharah Mercy, where I think if you kind of just stay a little bit further away and just rain damage, eventually they have to come out. So but still really close. I mean, these matches have been so absolutely close. Like, even our first match of the day has been crazy. So, yeah, I mean, it's control. We only saw a non-Pharah Mercy composition from Saudi Arabia for the very first fight on Mecha Base.
It's about 2 seconds.
And yeah, like I said, Quartz coming in, no surprise, Quartz a very, very talented damage player. There it is.
And as you say that, very talented at taking echoes out of the sky. Resurrection's going to be there, but still, big tempo edge here to Saudi Arabia early on, and Sauna just goes down again. Quartz gives his life for it, but rough time to be an echo for Finland right now. 4v4, Rezga come up here on Quartz, Saudi Arabia, working down the 5v4, going to secure the high ground. And you just see this echo pressure coming in, going to be forcing Vestola back. And this right now is unrelenting pressure. Masaa goes down, and the DPS of Saudi Arabia have no chill heads.
No, Quartz is such a talented damage player that I really was a little bit surprised we didn't see him in the very first map. Youbi did okay in the role that was expected to play, but that is a very quick take from Saudi Arabia. Yeah, some people do not like that fact about Bonnie. If you get A rather well and there's a decent setup there, you're probably going to go right through onto point B. There is going to be a contest from Finland. Finland needs to stay alive long enough to get this EMP out.
Sauna has a hit on him from basically everyone saw here. Sauna just going down first every fight right now. Got hit by a Kiriko shot, and Clowd takes down Quartz, but Majed is just going wild. DPS Kiriko making its presence known as Saudi Arabia just pushes forward, gets point B in record time, 5 minutes 20 seconds. This is a slaughter so far.
Yeah.
Through from Finland wasn't there. I don't think Sauna really had sight lines at all. And now Saudi Arabia ready to move forward again. Rampage going to be coming out here from KSAA, and it's a big one. Hits 3. Fall through going to be there. Vestola able to get Quartz, but Sauna falling in turn. However,
Hits 3 forces the beat, but that should be a stabilization from Finland.
Yeah, Finland played around it pretty well. I mean, they did need the beat, but all in all, able to stop it. And
room, and not just like it was in a smaller part of a room within a room. Like there was almost going to be no way they could follow up on that. So got to clean up some of these EMPs for Finland.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia ready to go once more. YZN holding on to the duplicate. Finland looking really low from the poke between both teams. Clowd goes down, Immortality Field. Not enough to save though. I think it walked out of it. Vestola gang super low. Masaa though, able to take down YZN on the side, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Saudi Arabia looking pretty healthy here on the point. The resurrection comes on in, back up to a full 5, and Finland, they just got poked down so hard at the start of the fight that it really wasn't much of a fight. 3 minutes left to go, and this one could be over already on the attack.
Yeah, Clowd is going to try to stay alive and get a miracle EMP, but that is not going to happen. This should be a closeout. Haku living on a razor's edge there right before the resurrection on YZN, and really just almost no pressure on YZN. And every time they did kill YZN, it just got resurrected up. It was never really a problem for them. And yeah, I mean, again, Finland just not the most coordinated on their defense. Maybe making some of these, I don't know. It's been kind of rough to watch, but defense on Numbani can be like that. It feels like you first hold or this happens. It's kind of create that pressure release valve that pushes Finland back.
All right, so Finland on the attempt here once more. 3 minutes to go, and again, they need to get point A quickly here if things are going to turn out well. But Saudi Arabia just been better in the poke game here thus far. Saudi Arabia is willing to give up a little bit of progress right now. They're focusing more on winning the overall fight. We have the Nano go on the Sauna. Sauna's able to get Haku, that's huge! However, both teams down to Mercy. Vestola able to get rid of YZN, and for Finland, you like how this fight is developing right now. You have presence on the point, you force Saudi Arabia back, KSAA goes down, and this is going to be point A, and while not quite as quick, Hex, this is something you can still work with here. Finland just needs to have a better point C, and they're still very much in this. Finland now trying to make the most of it, get back on their feet after taking a little bit longer on point A. Now here we go. Masaa under pressure, able to shake it and get out, but not for long. YZN still able to chase it
meleeed?
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty low to begin with. YZN picks up another, just murdering supports in the back.
Yeah, it should be getting fixed up just now. But yeah, I don't think the players would put up with that.
Quartz just getting dove on here in the back line. Quartz goes, no way, Quartz lives. Quartz lives! What in the world? YZN, meanwhile, mid-duplicate. Vestola goes down. I don't believe Quartz lived there.
Something done with this EMP, as I mentioned so far. The Sombra play has not been exceptional, but that's kind of been a league-wide thing and an Overwatch-wide thing.
Oh, Sauna finds Majed early. Bomb comes out, but Quartz goes down. Clowd just picking him off here in the back. I mean, I think a lot of setup by Sauna and Vestola, but good cleanup. Sauna finding his hits. 2 minutes left to go, and that was a clean wipe here, Hex. I don't really know how long Saudi Arabia is going to be in delay here, if at all. Quartz goes in, Quartz goes out, just instantly eradicated, and that, you know, we got ourselves a match here in Numbani. Extra rounds.
Yeah, it's only a minute finish, and, you know, Clowd, I was right. Didn't get a great EMP. Got individual hacks and completely wrecked the team, but I was right. Yeah, it was a really nice play from Clowd and Sauna to clean up that towards the end, and Ash makes sense for this first point.
A little bit of a change-up. Well, actually, I think that he did cast at the beginning of the last defense for Saudi Arabia. It was a different hero for the attack. So
yeah.
Here we go.
I mean, so this is where you want to set up on defense, but Vestola's done a good job of just pushing them off.
Quartz nearly died there. Instead of getting the early pickoff, Clowd did a way better job of pressuring. And Finland just bullies Saudi Arabia off the point. Really, really good frontline play. Methodical poke. Sauna, though, goes down. YZN right there. The res is going to be there. But Saudi Arabia immediately pressuring in, not wanting to give Finland any time to reset up, and YZN just continues to go wild. Still, though, good progress on the point for a potential point A v point A.
Thing from there. But last fight opportunity for Finland.
Also a very quick nano build from Mickji. Just, you take a look at that. That was one fight. They only had 2 minutes to begin with here, so you have the bomb, you have the nano. They also could drop a nano onto the Vestola here, be the other option, but no. They're going to drop on the Sauna, as predicted, and now Finland looking to pressure through. Able to deal with YZN immediately, gets rid of the threat who was the hero in the last team fight. Finland, other than that, they're really prioritizing the point here, Hex. No greedy dives, just saying, you want to get us off the point, you come to us in the situation when it's 5 versus 4. KSAA, under pressure, gets hacked. Is the fall through going to be there? Yes, going to get D-Max. Finland still looking very, very healthy. Clones the Diva, the Clone Diva bomb over the top! Gets 2! And Sauna coming alive as Finland. Here we go, Hex. Overtime push on the body. You gotta love it.
Well, I mean, maybe it wasn't like super necessary to get that bomb at the end. Sauna just gets YZN. Like I said, there's no retreating once you lose point A. There's almost none, unless you're like Tracer or Sombra and you can get out cloaked or see like YZN had to.
But here we go. Overtime progress. Every fight super crucial. KSAA just gets focused down immediately. EMP coming out right after, but it doesn't matter. The pump from KSAA after getting focused. Good. Finds Masaa. YZN was able to help with getting 2, and I don't think Finland will be able to keep this going. It's overtime spawns and a pretty good hold from Saudi Arabia. Not quite the iconic overtime push of old. They stopped it in its tracks.
Well, they're going to try to take the same angle too, because Quartz is going to play on this long sight line here as the Ashe, and they're going to kind of rotate, damage boosting the Ashe and the Echo as they try to take this high ground here. Sauna's in a little bit of trouble, but does get away.
Yeah, Sauna's playing a lot more defensive. However, while
Quartz gets the shot.
However, Quartz goes down, so Finland's down to support. Saudi Arabia down at DPS, but they're able to get the res. Both teams getting res up, so back up to 5v5. Finland, though, got poked down a little bit more, had to concede a bit of space. However, still looking for their option, and Mickji just wasn't able to get away. YZN chases him down. Saudi Arabia's still very, very healthy here, too. So you take a look at this. This is looking like, again, a very good first attack from Saudi Arabia. And again, Hex, you think back to the last round, they didn't stop until point C, so if they do that again, we're going to a map 3.
See what Sauna ends up getting duplicate value here.
You look at the time remaining, it is only 1:20. Finland only needs 2 fights, but those 2 fights can be really, really hard to get here. Of course, to do anything, they need to get this one here and now. Early hack on the KSAA. Bob comes out from Quartz. Saudi Arabia probably gonna burn everything to try and do this here and now. Sauna, though, into the back. Uses the duplicate, ends up using that Mercy, ends up getting immediately ripped out of the dupe. So very low value. YZN sends him to the grave right after. Meanwhile, the payload moving and moving. Finland not going to stop him this time. We're going to map 3.
It seems to be the harbinger of a fight loss is when you have to duplicate a Mercy. It happened to Saudi Arabia.
Both teams had their moments in this map, but the biggest thing for me in this is that Finland wasn't able to find a firm answer for point A Nabani defense. It burned them in the first round, and it definitely burned them in the overtime round where, if they were just able to get one fight on point A, it probably changes the outcome of the match entirely.
Yeah, I mean, there was some really nice stuff from Finland even in this loss, though, and I just can't believe how...
Oh, man, there's a hit out for him right now. Still, Vestola able to back up, get healed on. Saudi Arabia not able to capitalize on what could have been an early advantage, so good poke or no, we're back to neutral. He's on the fine Sauna, and that is the beginning of what could be some momentum here on push.
Yeah, I mean, the sustain was there for a while for Finland, but eventually just breaking through. A nice knife from KSAA, able to finish off the remainder of the big healing for Finland. And, you know, it's going to be an issue for Finland when you're on this rush that if you end up losing your Baptiste early, you're just in trouble. You just don't have the healing anymore. So
20 meters, we're probably going to lose anyways, so they just let it be. Sauna close to Deadeye, gives up the high ground, goes down, says, I smell tank blood, takes down KSAA at the aid of Vestola. Deadeye here in the back, looking at YZN, who goes, wait a second, maybe I don't want to be here. Looking for the Mercy. Mercy's able to get the res, but it comes at a cost.
That was ambitious.
Meanwhile, Sauna going to the back a little bit, clean up near the push point. Yanza, though, YZN able to get Sauna, and still a threat. Clowd gets SirMajed, a little bit of a dink from the icicle, straight to the head. Blizzard ready to go, looking for KSAA once more. Won't be a res this time as Masaa finishes his plate. And Finland, they're going to be able to push right back up. I don't know if they'll get to 30, but it's going to be close.
Orisa, first time we've seen Orisa today, who can be a real bully in some of these situations.
Yeah, I mean, I think for KSAA, anything to stay alive. Meanwhile, for YZN, it's like, things are going bad. What do we need to do to win? Pharah. Go Pharah. The most comfort of comfort picks for YZN. KSAA, though, getting super low again. Finland just hates tanks. The tank focus is unreal. Vestola finishes him off. The Annihilation. Just a little bit too much pressure to deal with. YZN was able to get Masaa as this is going on. Still potentially a terrible fight, but not anymore. Sauna clips YZN's wings. And Finland getting really valuable progress now on the robot.
Should be able to get forward spawn here too, which is critical, but they did just lose too as Quartz comes in pretty big. Vestola is going to have to hightail it out of town.
Yep, time to leave. But, you know, for Finland, you're really happy with that. I mean, yeah, you would have liked to keep that going a little bit longer, but, you know, a push leads like this can just be the end of the game at times. We'll see if Saudi Arabia, though, can have a good fight here. YZN over the top. Barrage immediately gets rid of Vestola.
And that might lead to Saudi Arabia getting forward spawns. This has been very back and forth, but it does seem like Finland wants to contest this before they give up forward spawn.
They absolutely should, and, you know, part of that is going to be if Clowd can just get the Blizzard up in time. Mickji, though, goes down, and, yeah, they immediately invest the Blizzard. They get KSAA down. Sauna gets Haku. No more lifeline here for YZN. If Sauna can just stay alive a little bit longer. YZN, though, finishes him off. I think, though, Finland did enough damage overall that doesn't really matter. They're able to keep control, able to push things back.
Yeah, KSAA has gone back to the Junker Queen, really struggling on the tank play so far. Like, it just has been kind of bullied out no matter what he's played.
I mean, KSAA just needs to find something that he won't die first on right now, because Finland has been pressuring tanks specifically. Masaa went down first in this fight. They lose the ability to speed up, and KSAA, a little bit of quick revenge, aided by YZN, and you know, you lose one person that early in the fight, and things just snowball as Finland, they're going to be bringing this right back the other way.
Backline, and then watch Immortality Field come down, hit a perfect concussive blast to knock out people out of Immortality Field, get the panic going in them, try to finish it off. It's just an absolute mastery of the hero to a level I've almost never seen.
The key fight coming up here, Kitsune Rush from Majed early on, and again, you see the early barrage, just uses it to confirm a kill. It's exactly what you should be doing on Pharah. Saudi Arabia giving themselves a big edge here, getting very close to equalizing, 51 to 57. YZN just isn't stopping, finds Masaa, rocket after rocket. Going to be putting Vestola back in spawn as well, and 57 to 52. I think Saudi Arabia is going to take the lead here, Hex, as 3 minutes and 40 seconds remain.
Oh, they absolutely are. And now Quartz is going to play front and get this pressure, and there is going to be a bob here. Like this... well, I mean, they're tied right now, but this should be able to lock them in the lead. And Saudi Arabia has a legitimate chance to finish here if they don't get picked off early.
You can lose this fight, just make it take a long time. But of course, winning a fight would be better. Sauna, though, gets Majed early, Hex. It's huge.
Yeah, that's really rough. Now there's almost no healing on the ground. They're going to get the resurrection in, though. But it does mean that
stick.
Haku goes down.
Yeah, KSAA goes down after.
Himself a life.
Finland's been doing a really good job of punishing these reses here. I feel like half the time Haku goes for a res, you know, it's a blood sacrifice. It's life for a life. They're moving forward. Saudi Arabia, not really a huge edge at all into the next fight. I mean, the big thing is going to be EMP. You know, if the EMP can set up the barrage is the #1 thing, but Finland can also set the tempo with the nano.
Now you have to be really worried.
Oh
the movement
boy,
is
he
just
doesn't miss
so
these too
excellent.
often. Looking for Mickji. No way! He's living! How is Mickji alive? No, not anymore. Haku though goes down at the same time. Both teams have support. YZN running for his like 9 HP. YZN's alive. How in the world? But YZN's also very far out of the fight. That is still going on. Meanwhile, Vestola, I think, was off hunting for YZN in what turned out to be a split fight. Both teams a little bit scattered. 1 minute left to go, and there's the pause. How this pans out, probably closer to 2 at this point. YZN getting support. Meanwhile, Vestola says, I hate Mercy. Kill the Mercy. Kills the Mercy with the aid of Mickji. Meanwhile, YZN says, I don't need a lifeline. Life for a life once more. Takes down both supports on his own. A solo mission successful. And Finland now desperately without heals. Vestola, though, moving on forward. Finland can't really back out a whole lot here. 10 seconds left to go. YZN, the threat yet to be dealt with, gets Vestola, doesn't let him remech. This could be the end for Finland, as YZN cannot be stopped.
I mean, generally D.Va's a really solid counter to the Pharah, but YZN is really good at cleaning up these demech pilot D.Vas. Like, it's been happening all series. Masaa is trying to desperately keep his team alive and up into this.
How long can they delay is the question here. Finland is scattered. Masaa just gets crunched, and that is it. Saudi Arabia pulls it on out.
But yeah, it's not surprising what Saudi Arabia did. A little surprising Finland was able to deal with it as well as they did, actually.
Yeah, and we look at some of the highlights here. Sauna having moments, but at the end of it, just dealing with an enormous threat in YZN's Pharah, where you talk about people as they pay attention to the meta. The average player going to a game, keeps informed, goes, okay, here's what I should play. YZN just has a page permanently locked where it's like, what's meta? And it's a wall with nothing but pictures of Pharah. That is how YZN probably operates.